I think we didn't give this trade enough time to bake. That's what we do. We want to react immediately. But Luka feels like he has a chip on his shoulder. You know, he's arguing with the refs again. He feels like he's finding himself. He's popping off a little bit, as you mentioned. And when you have somebody like Luka, who took the Mavs to the NBA final last year, and of course you have LeBron James, even if it takes some time for them to find that cohesion, I always was going to give those two guys the benefit of the doubt, that they're going to be able to figure it out, and that the Lakers are a team that you should keep an eye on. And over the weekend, I think we figured it out that, yeah, the Western Conference should be looking over their shoulder a little bit. They should be paying attention to the Lakers, and that we don't want to doubt these two guys.
CC, we doubted them after that 197 loss to Charlotte coming out of the All-Star break. Your team, the Lakers, where are you now with them? What's the temperature on the Lakers for you right now?
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I doubted them is because I didn't think they would be good defensively. I didn't think there would be any issues on the offensive end. They'll figure it out with Luka and LeBron. The question is, how good could they be defensively? And they answered that on Saturday in a big way. J.J. Redick outcoached Michael Malone. To Coach Malone's own admission, the fact that the Lakers were able to generate 22 turnovers, which created 39 points for them, I was fascinated by the fact that they were able to frustrate Jokic in the way that they did. How many games did Nikola Jokic play 35-plus minutes and only had 7 shots in the entire game? It was absolutely a masterclass in terms of how to defend him. They threw a lot of things at him. They played zone, they played man, they double team, they triple team, and they cross match. Like just guys coming from everywhere, and then the hustle that they showed to be able to close out on the shooters. Yeah, the Lakers, what surprised me on Saturday was not what Luka was able to do, but how well they played defensively. If they can keep that going, and the bigs that they do have on the roster, if they're able to stay healthy, this Lakers team can make a run to the conference finals.
J.J. Redick has done a great job. I mean, people could say otherwise, but I mean, let's be honest. He has done a great job in year one as a coach. Not even year one with the Lakers. Year one as a coach, unless you include like 3rd or 4th grade basketball in Brooklyn, which relative to the NBA, I'm going to say is not comparable. Just a gut feeling on this. All of these storylines, big. Warriors had a big win yesterday. They're playing really well. Steph was unbelievable. But none of them may be bigger than an MVP that arguably should not play another game this season. We'll get into that coming up next. But first, as I walked down my stairs this morning back in New York and I looked outside and I saw the snow still on my grass, I was thinking about Truman.
LeBron, they're okay.
I like it.
They might be.
I like it. And Luka last night, his best game as a Laker.
Yeah.
I believe you have the highlight as they beat their nemesis.
I do, my friend. Yeah, finally finding a way to beat Denver, a team they've lost to 5 times in a row. Of course, they didn't have Luka. And really, Jay, from the outset, setting the tone here, this was right away. That long pass to LeBron, and this is midway through the first. We're doing it again. Luka knocking down a deep 3 from the top of the key at 16 points in the first quarter. And, you know, the thought was without AD, without that rim protector, that Nikola Jokic might go wild. Well, he didn't, because they put 3 on him last night. Trapping him, sends it out of bounds. He had a very, very rough outing. Next possession, double teamed again. He tries to pass it to Aaron Gordon here, but he sends it out of bounds again. Jokic, 6 turnovers. That Lakers defensive strategy really paying off. Meanwhile, so was the connection between these two guys. Oh my goodness, working so well together. The next Lakers possession then, and Luka is back at it from long distance, nailing a 3, and the Lakers lead 63-54 at the half. Now they're up 8 early in the third. Luka took 9 3-pointers in this one. He connected on 4 of them. That puts the Lakers up by 11. Austin Reeves, this is really pretty. Behind the back to LeBron for the layup and 1. He's had such a good season. Lakers lead by 9 after the missed free throw. And then Jokic, look at this, more defense, right? His pass is intercepted by Luka, who takes it in for the layup to put the Lakers up 18. And then on the very next possession, look at Luka. He's going to dribble through 2 defenders and put up a floater. 32 points last night, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. The Lakers snap the Nuggets win streak, and they go on to win 123-100. Here's Luka with Lisa Salters.
It's fun to feel like myself a little bit, you know. Playing this game, this was what I love, so I'm just finally, being myself a little bit. So that's why I was smiling the whole game.
That's the Luka that we all accustomed and have been watching over the last 7 years. Especially you get that left side of the floor step back going. Pretty damn dangerous, and big time game coming tonight.
NBA analyst Quentin Richardson joins us now, and J.J. Redick said after the game that Luka needs to be the guy to control the offense. What did you see from him last night, Q?
I mean, exactly what Luka said. He started to look more like himself, started to feel like he's getting comfortable in his new surroundings and settling in. And we all know that Luka is a bad man. So whenever he does get comfortable, these are the type of things you're going to see. I think we're going to see much more of this moving forward with JJ putting the ball in his hand the way he did.
Well, L.A. went 7 for 11 off of his passes last night. That's pretty good, including 7 for 7 on 2-pointers, Q. And next up for Luka and the Lakers, it's a home game against Dallas on Tuesday. The first time Luka's going to see his former team since being traded. He had some fire last night, didn't he? Just some good reaction after making some of those shots. What do you expect on Tuesday in L.A.?
I think this was right on time, man. You got to take your hat off to J.J. Redick and the staff for going into the break and figuring something out and coming out of the break with a game plan where they giving Luka the ball and making him more comfortable, making him the focal point. And with him leading the way and having a game like this right before the Dallas game, anybody who played and who's left the team and had to play against their old team, you see red when you see them. So with him having this 30-point game and giving you some of those looks when he's hitting shots, sneering at the crowd, sneering at the bench, that's the Luka we know, and this is right on time for the game going into Dallas, because when you play against your old team, I don't care what happens on Monday. It won't be because Luka isn't trying. He's going to try and give them 40. I know that.
Yeah, you speak from experience. You've faced a couple of former teams back in the day, right, Q?
Absolutely. Whenever you play against your old team, I don't care what your role is or how many points you average, you try and turn it up. You break a few plays, you take a few extra shots, and you try and get your game off against your old team every time.
Going to be a lot of fun to watch. Lakers 4th in the West, just percentage points ahead of Houston. Q, we'll see you back in a bit. Thanks. Hannah Storm and Jay Harris with you. Take a little Hollywood flair to Denver last night. Co-stars Luka and LeBron putting on a show and establishing right away that was going to be the case. Very beginning of the game, Luka getting the board up court to LeBron, who brings down the hammer. We saw that a few times. Luka coming away with the steal. Final LeBron up court this time. And less than a minute in the half, Luka and LeBron connecting again. LeBron just racing up court. Luka running the break, and LeBron on the finish. And then in the third, Luka, watch this. He's just going to whip that cross-court pass over his shoulder to the King, who dunks it home. Luka with 32 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. LeBron, 25 points, 9 boards, 5 assists. Here's the King on the connection.
I'm a natural-born wide receiver, and he's a natural-born quarterback, so it fits perfectly. I've been running the floor and running lanes pretty much my whole life, and he's been throwing great passes pretty much his whole life. So it's not hard to get a rhythm when it comes to that. It's just all about eye contact and him being a great quarterback like he is, and me being the recipient of it. So.
In fact, LeBron was an all-state receiver in Ohio his sophomore year in high school. So what does this QB1 to wide receiver 1 look like since the trade? Well, in their 4 games together, James is shooting 14 of 22 from the field on passes from Doncic. That's 66%.
Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a rut, unable to move forward? That heavy feeling of laziness that seems to glue you to the couch, making even the smallest tasks feel impossible. You're not alone. Laziness is a common enemy, but it's one we can defeat. Today, we're going to talk about how to break free from the grip of laziness and start living the life you deserve. Laziness isn't just about not wanting to do things. It's a thief of time and potential. It whispers excuses in your ear, telling you that tomorrow is a better day to start. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, and before you know it, years have passed, and you're still in the same place. Laziness robs you of your dreams, your goals, and your self-esteem. It makes you feel small, incapable, and unworthy. But here's the truth. Laziness is not who you are. It's just a habit, and habits can be changed. Let me tell you about J.K. Rowling. Before she became one of the world's most successful authors, she was a single mother living on welfare, battling depression and poverty. But she didn't let laziness or despair stop her. She wrote whenever she could, even if it was just a few sentences a day. Her persistence led to the creation of Harry Potter, a series that has inspired millions. Or consider John, a local entrepreneur who started with nothing. He worked odd jobs, saved every penny, and spent his nights learning about business. Today, he runs a successful company that employs dozens of people. These stories show that no matter where you start, you can overcome laziness and achieve greatness. So, how do you start? Begin with tiny goals. Instead of aiming to write a book, aim to write a paragraph. Instead of running a marathon, start with a walk around the block. Celebrate these small victories. They build momentum. Create a routine that makes it easier to take action. Maybe set a daily reminder to do one small task that moves you closer to your goal. Surround yourself with inspiration, books, podcasts, or people who motivate you. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, but every step forward is progress. Today, right now, take that first step. It doesn't have to be big, but it has to be something. Prove to yourself that you can move past laziness. You have the power within you to change your life. Remember, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't achieve them. Rewrite that story. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how your life transforms. You're capable, you're worthy, and you're ready. Let's begin.